Limitations of accounting. Worth of business is not limited to financial statements. A business, the financial statements of a business, the two important financial statements are a profit and loss account, which tells us the profits made by the business, and a balance sheet, which tells us the financial position. That is, what the business owns, what are the assets of the business, what are its liabilities, what it owes. Therefore, the balance sheet should reflect what is the worth of a business. However, if you take businesses like Facebook, the worth of that business cannot really be, the worth of the business is not reflected in its financial statements. It's not reflected in the balance sheet. The worth of that business comes from its expected future earnings, which does not find a place in the financial books of account. Similarly, inflation. Though now slowly a field of accounting called inflation accounting has evolved, strictly traditional financial accounting is entirely based on historical cost. That means the actual cost as is incurred, and does not consider the future rise in prices. Therefore, the actual value of any asset, the actual value of a business may be, the real value of the business may be much lower than that which is reflected in the financial statements. So that becomes another limitation of accounting. Similarly, human resources. The quality of human resources cannot be reflected in the financial statements, though again, in order to overcome this limitation, human resource accounting as a field is evolving, and we are trying to measure human resources. But traditionally, the quality of human resources, which may be the biggest asset of any organization, cannot be reflected in financial or traditional accounting. Usually in accounting is very objective and it is entirely cost oriented, but there are elements of subjectivity, since sometimes some estimates have to be used. One example would be when we expect bad debts to arise, somebody to default, but that is only an estimation. It's only an estimation. Similarly, in case of assets, fixed assets, we estimate that the asset can be used for a period of 5 years. Actually, it may be used for only 3 years, or maybe it may be used for 7 or 8 years. So there is, in some cases of accounting, an element of subjectivity. This in brief would be the limitations of